How the Robin Stole Fire. Years ago, in a dream time, the ancient time when the world was created, the first people on earth as birds and other animals, they create the current and translation of today. This is a story from that time. One day, near sunset, a group of hunter birds will return to their village when they met a very old man. The old man was carrying a spear and an empty pack. He called it drilling bag. The old man approached the hunter bird. He struck his spear onto the ground at the side of peace. The old man began to speak to the bird. I have a great distance, my brother. A many moons I have passed. I have traveled to the place where water speaks with the voice of thunder. I have passed beyond the mist-hidden mountain to the great red plain, and I have traveled to the land that lies beyond the dawn. I have many adventures. I would like to rest with you for a while. In return for your kindness, I will tell you the secret of the fire of the sun. The leader among the birds decided to take the old man back to their village and give him some food. A wonderful meal will quickly prepare. When everyone had finished eating, the tribe gathered around the old man and waited for him to speak. No one knew about the fire during this time. When living enjoy the warmth of the sun, they often wonder how to take fire from the sky to provide warmth. When the snow came, they didn't know how to use fire to cook food or harden spear, but they knew fire could keep them warm. The old man began. Now I am old. My people are scattered like dead leaves in the wind, but I have journeyed to the land behind the mountain that hide the sun. There no water and the creek were filled with animals who had died from thirst. I nearly died as well. I hurried without rest. I was afraid I might not survive. One day, my tongue was swollen with thirsty, and my legs were weak. I saw a brilliant pool of water in the distance. The old man continued. I ran, rumbled, and crawled until I reached the water. When I looked on my face to drink, it was only sand, pearl white sand, shimmering in the sun. My frustrated and freezing, I began to dig and dig until my hand was soft, beaten with sand. The dirt grew hard like clay, but I found water, and a small tinkle saved my life. The old man finished the story. Having rest for a day, I feel refreshed. After many days, I have found a land where large trees grew. On morning, before the sun had risen, I saw its fire shining through the tree. I was curious, so I walked near. Then I saw more. The cockatoo take the fire from under his wing and hold it in his hand. I accidentally stepped on the dry stick, and he heard me. As I ran away, he threw a spear, but he missed me. From there, I traveled back to the hunter ground of my people, but they were gone. I followed the track until I found you. And now, here I sit, offer you a gift of fire. If one of you is brave enough to steal it from more. The members of the bird tribe were very excited. The prospect of having fire for the long cold winter. They spoke at the same time, trying to convince the feeling idea for stealing fire from more, but they did not listen to each other. Finally, one of the elders silenced everyone and said that he developed a plan. They decided would hold a party called Go Beer and invite Ma, the cockatoo, to celebrate. While he was there, someone would steal fire from him. At the celebration, there was singing and dancing, and a lot of food and drink. There were even mock fights and test strand. The bird offered Ma a piece of kangaroo flesh, one of the choice piece, but he refused. Then they ordered Ma the kangaroo hide, which he expected before leaving the party. The least quickly aloft it found when Ma left, and the trim was not able to steal it. Fire from under his wing. They began to doubt an old man's story. They were not sure fire was under Ma's wing. One of the smallest birds, a one named Pike, decided to follow Cockatoo back to his camp. He traveled many days, always stayed out of sight. By the time Ma had reached his camp, Prince was very weary, but he saw Ma take the fire from beneath his wing. He flew back to the trim and told them what he had seen. Everyone was proud of Prince for his ingenuity and bravery. Appeared that Prince was proud. Proof the old man's story was true. The elder held beating to the sky when this news was decided. Chat with Katana, the robin, would make sure the journey to Ma camp and steal the fire. The next morning, Katana sent out to his journey. Tanaka traveled for many days. The sun was very hot during the time, and Tanaka became thirsty and tired, but he continued to arrive at Ma camp one day just as the sun setting. Tanaka was glad he was able to sleep at night before having to steal fire. He unrolled his kangaroo rug and quickly fell asleep. Just before the sun came, Tanaka awoke and began to watch Ma. While he watching, Ma took fire from beneath his wing to light the stick on the fire, which he used to burn the hair from the kangaroo hide he had been given. When Tanaka saw Ma with stick on fire, he tucked into the camp and grabbed the stick before Ma knew what was happening. Tanaka was so eager to steal the fire that he got the stick too close from his bed and single the feather. From that day forward, he known as Robin Red Beast. Tanaka was very frightened. having been burned. As he flew with a stick, he accidentally set fire to the glass. Soon the grass and brush were burning, and the fire spread quickly. The fire roared like ocean, waving and it spread out over the land camp. Birds and other animals raced ahead of flame, trying to find any place safe, but the fire kept growing. Tanaka was ahead of the flame, didn't realize he had done. Behind him rushed rescue to the black cabin, and when Ma realized what happened, he began to chase Tanaka. He quickly realized that the fire had been set free, that he would no longer be able to control it. He was very angry about his power had been taken away from him. If he had no longer was the only one who possessed fire, he would be just another common cockatoo and not someone important. He decided that he would kill Takana when he found him, as punishment for stealing the fire. When Katana arrived back in his tribal camping ground, he was afraid. Ma was right behind him. Tanaka was only little white and would be no match for Ma. He begged his good friend Quata, the kookaburra, a larger bird, to defeat him. Quata are we. When Ma arrived, Quata stepped in front of Tanaka and pushed his small friend away. Ma was visibly angry. "Let me have him," he said. "He stole my fire," and set them free out back a flame in his haste to escape. Katana replied, "Fire is for everyone now. No one should flee during cold winter anymore." Ma was still even. "If you stand in my way, I will kill you too." Quatan was very punch of the idea of dying, but he had promised to defend Katana as best as he could. Ma lunged at him with a two-front of several minutes. Ma was much bigger and stronger than Quatan, and either defeat him, Quatan retreat to the tree and save his own life. But Ma had enough fighting. He was sad and desperate. He glanced at the small piece of wood Trimble had set on fire. He walked away. Whenever the tribal people see a cockatoo, they remember how the fire was stolen from him. The Trim were very pleased with the bravery of Katana. They prepare a great feast and celebrate and invite some of the local Trimble and Korobon with fire. They could dance late into night and sing until dawn. They glance and they give fire with their neighbor. Katana was in the center of attention, but he was shy and missed his friend Quatan, who not come out the tree because he felt ashamed of losing the fight. Takana told him it was all right, that he still loved his friend, but Quatan refused to leave the tree, and he never left the tree since that day. Whenever but people see a robin, red beast, they remember his hollow feet, which record, however, the red burn on his breath.